Duration is the length of time for events to occur. When watching movies, we need to be aware of three different types of duration: story duration, plot duration, and screen duration. Story duration involves the amount of time that the implied story takes to occur. That means everything that is referred to or mentioned in the film, whether we see it or not, all dictates the length or the breadth of time involved with the story. If we look at an example from Empire Strikes Back, we're pretty familiar with following Luke from the time that he discovers Leia's message to this point where he has a showdown with Darth Vader. That period of time is really probably only a couple of years. So the story up until this point is really just involving a couple of years. But then we have this bombshell moment. Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." Now, all of a sudden, instead of a couple of years of duration, now it's involving Luke's entire life. So let's assume Luke is about 20 years old at this point. Now the story duration involves 20 years as opposed to just the couple of years that we've been following up until this point. Plot duration involves the elapsed time of those events within the story that the film explicitly presents. Everything that we see or hear in the film, excluding the mentioned moments, are all dictating the duration of the plot. I chose Hitchcock's Rope as an example because from the moment that these two teenagers kill their friend to the end of the party that involves all of this friend's parents and other acquaintances really only takes a couple of hours. And the film itself is only a couple of hours. So the duration of the plot is really just a couple of hours. Now, there are moments where they refer to what happened back in school or prior relationships, but that doesn't dictate the plot duration. That would expand the story duration, but not the plot duration. The plot duration in this film is really only a couple of hours. Screen duration involves the movie's running time on screen. In other words, it's how long the film is. It's how long it takes to watch the movie. Hitchcock's Rope, the running time is 80 minutes. Therefore, the screen duration for Rope is 80 minutes. This is a no-brainer. Screen duration equals the length of the film. Relationships. There are three major time relationships when it comes to film that we need to be aware of. The first one is the most popular, and that's called summary relationship. That is when the screen duration is less than or shorter than the plot duration. An example here is Rocky's workout montage. He's getting ready to have a championship fight against Apollo Creed. So we see him start his workout, and we see clips throughout his workout routine. And this workout routine shows months and months and months of preparation. Well, we don't have months and months and months of time to watch a film. So what we do is we create a montage of short little clips of his workout, compress them all together so that it shows what he's doing working up to the fight, but how much time has elapsed. And here we can see the seasons have even changed. So it's taken months for him to prepare. The second type of relationship is called real time, and that's when the screen duration, the audience time, is equal to the plot duration, which is the amount of time the events take place on screen. I chose Rope because the screen duration is about 80 minutes, and the plot duration, the amount of time it takes for these events to actually happen in the story or in the plot that we see, is about 2 hours. So it's pretty much equal. There's no time cut out. The last type of relationship that we'll talk about is stretch relationship. And that's when the screen duration is longer than the plot duration. We see this in two films like Vantage Point and Rashomon, where the story revolves around 8 to 10 minutes of the event. But since the movie is about all these different people's perspectives on that 8 to 10 minute event, that plot, which is 8 to 10 minutes, gets blown up into a 2-hour movie. We also see this in sports a lot with slow motion.